Hi guys, Ronda without an H here. Okay, so I want to show you or have you just come along with me on this journey. I have been doing a somewhat of a bullet journal, and I made my own pages, and I used a wonderful vintage book that I don't even know. I think it's Norwegian or Dutch or something, the language, but the pages are beautiful, and it's in the 1800s, and it's just delightful. And so I'm going to put a book cover on it. Now, let me show you where I got my inspiration here. Okay, so this is an old book. This is the back cover. We turn it over. This is the inside of the back, and you see the delicious papers, book papers that that they used to make. Oh, and this is heavy and wonderful. And so look at these pages, how aged and gorgeous they are. So what I did was, and I have been working on this for a few months, I took this page from the front, and that became in half became the size of my journal. And what I did, I haven't used these lusciousness. Oh my word, I'm just like, ooh, this is amazing. So, into the actual pages, and I wish you could feel them. Oh my goodness, they're just, ooh, fabulous. So what I did was I folded each page in half, and then I started to build my book. And so this became the size. And I just continued that way. And I did this for a few months. I had been looking online for bullet journaling. I thought, well, I love journaling, but I haven't, in all honesty, I haven't found a system that I'm great with and am faithful every single day or every single 2 days or whatever. I get excited about them, I start in them, and then I have a tendency to have a lot of empty pages. And I didn't want to have a lot of empty pages, and so I thought, well, I'll just make my own. And so what I did, I just started with a page halfway like this. Okay, this was my size, and then I started decorating, and then I would glue pages together. So when the next page, I was ready to work on that, and I'll just do one more. Then what I did was I folded the next one in half again, and I glued these two parts together, which created a nice sturdy page then. And because I embellished this, and I left this blank for a long time, and when I was ready to finish, then I put my end paper cut in half, and of course it fit because I took it from the same book, it's the same size, and so that became the thickness for this page. So it had the end paper and this as a thickness, and these are really quite sturdy papers, and so it was nice and sturdy. So that's how I just continue to build my book or my bullet journal. And I don't have an amazing system yet. I'm still looking and learning, and I've switched it up. I did this one April through August. April, and each month was designated by a different washi tape. And that's the other thing that I did when I glued the page, the two together, then with washi tape, I covered so that there was a nice seam between the pages so they weren't coming apart. And I used for mine this double-sided tape, scrapbooking tape, bookbinding tape, whatever. It's really sticky. And I bought this on Amazon. It was very reasonable, really. And so I just covered, I used tape and I covered the page and then took these all off and then put the other page on and then would just kind of press it down, close the book, and it worked beautifully for me. You could do anything that you wanted to, but I'm just showing you a process of something that I did and hope you'll get some ideas. And, and I'd love to see pictures and you share with me some of the things you've done that have worked for you. Maybe you've got a better idea. So the first month I did a calendar and took the 2 pages and did a thing for notes and then had my key here. And then I had each week, like this, I highlighted this week was April 19th through the 25th. And so I did Monday through Sunday in my bullet journal. I did the calendar, obviously, the regular way. And then I just kind of, because I didn't want to cover up these luscious pages, and let me have you get a little closer so you can see some of see that behind? That's the page. I wanted that to show through. So I used deli paper, which is quite a thinnish paper, but it's sturdy. And I cut out, anyway, I did a template and I cut out and put my deli paper on. And you can see I was like already my very beginning and I had to use whiteout. Oh! But that's a part of the process. So I did that and then calendared each day, put things down. And when I started to do that, I found it helpful. And I went through and listed a whole bunch of things that I wanted to do in a bullet journal or keep track, just to help me stay on top of things a little bit better, to be a little better organized, because I'm not super organized that way. I'm pretty meticulous about my creating and keeping my space nice. Obviously, when you're in the middle of creating, it gets to be a mess, but I try to clean it up after each project. But I was loosey-goosey about, like, my journaling and sometimes my scripture study and sometimes staying in contact with friends and family and remembering important dates, birthdays, and doing things that I wanted to do, family history, and just a lot of different things that I wanted to participate in but didn't think about. So I spent some time and I made myself a little bit of a master. I had all these sheets of paper with things I wanted to do. And then I did a yearly, 6 month, 3 to 4 months, monthly, 2 times a month, weekly. And I kind of put things, categorized things in those areas. And then I even went so far as to do the month and the color and the theme that I would decorate with. As you can see, I intended to do more than just through August. But in all honesty, this was really laborious. It was fun, though. I really enjoyed it. It was fun, but it took a lot of time to create the page. and to glue, and I needed to work ahead of time and have a whole month ahead of time so that I wasn't behind the gun and trying to catch up. So that's what I did. Let me just real quickly flip through. I mean, I'm really happy with it. I did a little bit of my own artwork here and there, and got images and things that I love, and just, tried to keep each month kind of similar. And then I did my days like this. I tried this for I don't remember if it's a month or more, we'll see, with different papers and graph paper, and so it covered up my book behind it. And I like this look. I really like this look. Oh, but my goodness, does it take time? Did it take time? Well, yes, it did. Was I like insane to do it? Well, yes, I was. And then I would, when I came to the end of a month and the beginning of a new month, I would start with the color of the last month, but I would end with the new month, so that the new month always had the right color on it. And here again, and I went back, and then I modified it again and went back to where I could see the book pages behind most of it, and then just had these ends done in a graph. And the graph obviously makes it super easy to do your bullet journaling, to write your things down. So that's what I did, guys. And I'm proud of myself that I kept it up. And then we changed colors. We're just like, this is yellow month. So that was actually pretty fun, and I enjoyed doing it. I really did. And I'm happy that I kept with it. And it did actually help me to do some of those things that I love to do anyway. And I came across this month and I just went crazy. I love beautiful flowers. Oh, I've never had a garden like this, but wouldn't that be fabulous? So I kept dates. I didn't keep tons of lists, and I didn't do any really private journaling. It was just keeping an idea for like appointments and tasks and birthdays and things that I wanted to highlight and things I wanted to work on. So that is what I did, and I am creating a book cover now to put this in, and I'm going to show you how I do that. Before I do that, though, I'm going to real quickly go to this. And the original To Do Altered Journal, bullet journal, actually came from Amity Bloom from Nazi, and she's awesome. All of you, I'm sure you all follow her, and of course you should. But I wanted something more simple than this, but still book. And so I found a Reader's Digest book that I liked the cover of. I like this. And if I don't want to, at the end, do anything to this, I'm okay with that, because this is beautiful just the way it is. So what I did, then I started to create, I put my own end papers in here. And so this is for the month of September. And I switched over, and this time I thought, well, we'll do it just a little bit differently. So I printed a calendar, and I'm doing the washi tape, but I'm not necessarily doing the same kind of thing. So this time I printed on some old, the primer paper when kindergartners and little guys are learning how to write, I have a whole ream of this old aged paper. And so, at least for this month, I decided I printed small calendars, and I'm just highlighting just as I go. And this is faster, absolutely faster. So I'm listing my days this way, Monday through Sunday. And I'm not doing the little weekly calendar that shows each week. I just can refer back to my big calendar. And I didn't even put a key on this one. Like I do have here, I've got September. These are some of the things that I think about when September comes. And I added some, just a little bit of collaging and things that I want to take care of this month. And then here is the week that I'm working in now. And this is just a little Post-it note. I'm going to start getting a little bit more detailed on family focus, and I'm going to take time and opportunity to really work on that. And I just jotted down some ideas for myself. And so I am ready to do next week, and I'll probably do a little video on that to show you how I do it in case you decide you want to do it too. I'm really enjoying myself. I'm like, this is kind of fun. I'll put my little Post-it note back there. And I might add that to my junk journal that I do. I try to do that every Sunday. We'll see. But anyway, that's what I'm doing, guys. And I hope it kind of makes sense. Now, what I'm doing for the cover is I just took the front cover and I cut it. It's really, really heavy chipboard. And I cut it in half, and I took the spine and I cut it down. Here's, what's that? I mean, what a beautiful... They just don't make books like this anymore, you guys. This is just phenomenal. So I cut that down to the size I measured. It's like for my spine, I needed just a little over an inch, just about. Okay. And this is perfect because it's just a little bit taller, and you do want your cover to be just a little bit taller than your pages. So I thought, wow, this is great. Okay, so what I've done so far, and this actually this is ripped off from an old book that was canvas covered. And in all honesty, I don't remember if it was this book or it was another. I have two old foreign language books that I just love. So anyway, it's one or the other. And I hated, originally I was going to, excuse me, I wanted this to show, but realistically, to make it sturdy, I can't really do that. And I had cut it up, and then I thought, oh, duh, Rhonda, what you should have done is scanned the spine and then reduced it, worked with it a little bit, and then printed on a nice cardstock that image, and then you could have glued that on the outside. But anyway, I didn't. So I had to decide how I wanted it to go, and I wanted the original book to show on the ends, not where I had cut. And I decided that this extra leather, which was part of the cover coming over, the spine folding over, I decided to put that on the bottom. So that's how I determined that. And I wanted it to go beyond so I could fold it up and glue, and then glue my inside as well. So we just turn it like this, like so, like so. So that's basically, that's what I'm doing. I'm leaving a little bit of a gap, about maybe 1/8 of an inch, maybe just shy of 1/8 of an inch. Make sure that if you're doing something like this, that these line up. You could put a straight edge to make sure that you're gluing it, you know, close together, and decide how you want this to fold. I just want mine to just be kind of half. So what I'm going to do now is just, I'm going to use, ooh, I'm bringing out new fabric tack. And I think I have to cut the hole in that, don't I? Aha! Okay. Because I do want this to, okay, let's give it a sec. Maybe there's a, oops, nope. Oh, great. Made my first mess. Okay. So creating isn't always pretty. That is just not, maybe I need to cut it a bit more. All right. Is that gonna work? Let me just, okay. Okay. All right, my friends, here we go. Sorry. This, why does this not want to come out? All right, let me think about this. Let's take the lid off. Let's try to, let's see if we've got something blocking the way. And we don't. Oh, pfft. Hello. All right. Oh. I don't know, you guys. This could be... Okay, so it had a little film on there that had popped off a little bit, just enough so that it could mucky up my glue, but not enough to come out of the end. So then I cut the end bigger. So now it's going to come out this monstrous hole. Oh! Help! Help! We're melting. And by the way, I cleaned my book cover. Look, you guys. Look at that. And that was just gently rubbing with a little bit of lotion. I didn't want to put oil on it because I don't want that. But anyway. Oh my, look what happens when you do it properly. Wow. Isn't that fabulous? Oh, golly. I hope you guys are having a fabulous day. I hope your day is starting to be a little more successful than mine. Although it's fine. I'm fine. I'm just silly old me. Okay. So let's go ahead and put our first little bit down. Okay. And I am going to have a straight edge here. So I want to make sure this canvas is just a little bit, okay. And that's going to lay down there really nicely. I'm just going to continue. We'll just continue gluing here, guys. And where this is book canvas, and it's heavy book canvas, and I actually, when I tore it off, I kept it on there for a long time and thought, oh, I need to fix this. And then I just decided, it's not going to happen. Just rip the Band-Aid off. So I did. And then I washed it. Actually, my husband washed it. He's so wonderful. He does our laundry, you guys. He's so amazing. I have the best husband in the world. I really do. So you can see, let's bring that in a little bit closer so you can see close up the space. Not much at all. Okay? Take that back out. All right. Now let's add our back piece. And we're going to try to do that just about the same. And I am lining the straight edge so I know that my book is going to be the right height. All up and all down. Okay, so let's just... Oh, okay. Okay, that's gonna work. That's gonna work. All right, now let's just go ahead and glue these flaps down. And the reason I am choosing to do this way is so that you don't see any of the where it comes together. So you don't see any of this raw stuff that I cut. Okay? And I'm going to just kind of do this with my bone folder just to make sure that that is in there nicely. We'll take that up just a sec so you can see what I've done. Okay? See how nice that's going to be on the top? And that just gives it just a nice finished. And of course it will have another little, I'll have a paper that will go over that. Like you have here. I'll put new end papers in here. Okay, let's take that back out again. All right, now we'll just finish this. I have been wanting to do this cover for a few weeks now. And I almost did it, and I thought, you know what? I've got to wait. I have to do this with my friends. And so I waited till I had a little bit of time where I could do this, and we could you could see what I'm doing and kind of go through the process. There are lots of different ways to bind books. I certainly am no authority. I'm just a girl who's interested in books and journaling and junk journaling and all those wonderful things that we're doing right now. And I am just going to go ahead and let this completely dry before I do cover this. And what I have to decide is whether I want to have, because this is how, I have another end paper here, guys. I mean, I could do another book if I wanted to. This could be the cover of another book. And these could be the end paper, for that. Or I could take part of this off, or actually I would take the whole thing off, duh. And I could use those end papers to cover this again so that it's all has that wonderful old feel to it. So I have to think about that. I'm going to let this dry completely, and then I'll be back. All right. Okay, this is completely dry now. My inside is good. It's nice and secure on there. Now, this has taken a little bit of figuring out for me because I've not done this before. Hello. This is the first time I've ever created a journal page by page. And if you decide to do this, you have to be a little bit careful with your back pages, you know, that you don't, it can have a tendency to like slant. Let me try to move it deliberately so it's slanting, you know, so that it deliberately goes one way or the other. And so you have to kind of be careful about that. But this is pretty good. I'm really happy with that. Now, oh gosh, it's been years and years since I did anything bookbinding wise, and it seemed like it's a bookbinding like a cheeseclothy thing that you do there and you do here. You know, I do have some cheesecloth. I'm trying to remember if I do this and it works, then, oh, well, well, that's okay. Well, that's good that way. Alrighty. So, let me think. Oh. All right, let's cut that. And I kind of want to be sort of accurate if I can. Oh, okay. This is like, definitely, you guys, I'm out of my comfort zone. I'm out of my comfort zone. Oh. All right, let's cut that. Okay. The whole idea is to glue this around. Let's see, what am I doing? I think I want to like glue it here, and that gives, then it can sort of lay on here, and then I can do my or this is embarrassing actually. Okay, this I feel confident with. That is the spine. It's heavy, it's thick, and you can see if you look at these up close, I don't know if you can see the difference in the height, but the actual pages are even higher than the binding, and the spine, and the spine is very heavy. So these are sturdy buggers. So I think I could even glue that just like that, and then I could put something like I thought about this. I cut these and cut and ripped, and I could do this, you know, like that, which could be cool, I think. But what I'm trying to figure out is, would it be sturdier if I did it this way glued this on first. Okay. Glued that all down. And then, came in, and of course this is all glued down, right? And then came in and did this to that. What do you think? Do we know? What I need to do is watch a YouTube video to figure this out. Okay. I want to make sure I'm just getting one. Okay. This makes a difference. That is 2 layers. One layer is very, very thin. I think that I want to do that. So I'm just going to, wow, this is awkward. This is awkward. Gonna try to cut this in half. And this is very porous cheesecloth. Okay. And I had just coffee dyed it a couple of days ago, and so it was just sitting up on my desk. All right. I think that's maybe a good thing to do. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. For this one, if I didn't show you before, I will now. I'm using Fabri-Tac glue. That was my old bottle. This is my new bottle that I just got to put this canvas onto the cardboard, and it is very sturdy. I also have this Fabric Fusion. This is Aline's. It says permanent, and I found it's a runnier glue, and I could rub it with my fingers nicely, but it didn't glue and grab as fast as this. But for let's try it. I'm going to try it on this part to put the cheesecloth down, and we'll just see. So I am giving a good glue. Whoops, got a little extra dried glue there. What I'm going to do now is just kind of rub my finger where I want to put my cheesecloth, just sort of smooth it. And I'm really hoping this is going to work because this is my bullet journal, and I don't want to mess it up. Okay, let's see. And again, for those of you that follow me and have watched my videos, I do keep a washcloth handy that I wipe my hands down with. Obviously, this one's gonna, after this video, this is going in the laundry. We're gonna pull a new one out. Okay, now let's just sort of position our cheesecloth. Okay. And maybe what I should have done is to glue the cheesecloth to the book. I don't know. Maybe that was what I should have done. This is this is Discovery Channel. You didn't know that, did you? Discovery. Okay, well, I know that's down. That's very sturdy. Okay, now if I want to do that, we want that centered. I am I still don't know exactly what I want to do here. Because what good did that do? Except that it did cover this up nicely and it smooths that in a little bit. I could take the other half of that and I could wrap it around here and I could glue that down, right? And then this is going to help bond this to that. Why not? Let's play with it, you guys. Let's give it a try. I seriously, I'm just trying something just a little bit different, just a little bit new. It's good for us to get out of our comfort zone, I think, sometimes. We get too comfortable, too in a rut doing the things we've always done. And one thing that I really admire about our young people right now is, boy, they're having to adjust, aren't they, with all of the things being thrown at them with graduations and college and school and friends and all those things that we have just taken for granted for so many years. Just a sec, let me wipe the goopy. Okay. And now we're, I consider this a time to, strive to appreciate our blessings just a little bit more, maybe. And of course, pray for good things and do our part and try to make the best of the situations that we're dealt. Okay. Now that's nice and and goopy. Let me wipe that down. Oh, that drives me nuts. Okay, now this could drive me nuts too. I might have to trim that off. Let's see. Because I'm not going to go out that far with whatever I cover this with. It's not going to go that far. Oh, this will go, never throw that away. That'll go in my threads and bits and pieces to create new fabric. All right. Let's see. I think we'll take this out for now. Now, what I want to do is center this, and I'm going to switch from this fusion glue to the fabric tack because I know this holds and it grabs quickly. And I'm even going to go one step further, and I'm going to put this glue on as well. And the way I'm doing that is I'm just going to run a bead. Well, it's not running a bead, is it? I'm just tacking down, okay, on my spine. I mean, I figure it can't hurt to have extra glue. So that's what we're doing. Get some extra glue there. And then if I can lift this up, I may need to get a little pin or something because this cheesecloth is still, it's still damp. All right, time to take off the glasses and really concentrate. Sorry, my forehead may get in the way here, or my head. I can't tell. Oh, come on, you guys. Be nice. come off. Well, let's try this end. I'm just trying to get that paper. Okay. And that does not want to come off. Oh man. You see, this is very tricky. This is very tricky. This is not working like I was hoping it was going to work. Hang in there with me. I think I've almost, whew. Wow, hallelujah. Hallelujah. And amen. Okay, so I'm going to, I have that layer of glue, and then I'm also going to glue my spine, and I'm going to do plenty because I don't want it to come apart. Okay, and let's just sort of smooth that just a tad bit. So we got, that is nice and gluey. Is gluey a word? I hope so. Okay. First of all, I have to make sure it's facing the right way. I also want to center it. So I want to have the same amount of space on the bottom and the top, and I want to put it in the center of my book, of my spine. Okay, so so now what do? I guess I just sit here. We just sit here and tell jokes for an hour till it dries. Okay, guys, I am going to go ahead and stop this so this can dry completely. I'm going to prop it somehow. I'll put something. Oh yeah, there we go. A couple of our glues we'll put in between the two. I'll move it off camera, and I will let it dry completely, and then I will be back to just finish up. All right. Okay, so this is actually next day. I took this, I waited about 4 hours, I guess, yesterday, and then opened the book, and it was not set. And I found that actually having put this on, the spine that I did was a mistake. So I'm making a big X in this. Don't use this if you're doing what I did with the cheesecloth and stuff, because it glued really well to the cheesecloth, but then up to the tape, but it didn't go through to the bottom layer. So anyway, so I found these elastics for your hair, and I closed up the book again, and I put these on, and so it's been sitting overnight. So let's see. I have no idea. This is the bottom, I believe. Yeah. Let's see how it did. Oh, and another thing that I did do is I glued a strip on the front, and I have got another strip to do with you guys. All right, let's open it up. Okay. Okay. Here's the strip that I glued on, and this looks like it's going to stay. This is not what I would say, like, yeah, do this, everybody. I recommend this. But it's working. Okay, that looks okay. So it's housing my bullet journal. And now I just need to glue this last strip on. And I will just use the fabric tack. That's what I did here, was the fabric tack. And I think I'm just going to leave it with this old grungy. I mean, even this is old grungy looking, right? And I just kind of love it. Yeah. So I think that's what we'll do. We'll glue that, and that will be that. And then I'll do another video to show you a work in a couple of pages to show you what I'm doing in my the altered book. All right, so let's just get our fabric tack, and I am just going to glue, 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 glue. Oh, by the way, one thing I also did while I was waiting yesterday afternoon, I watched 2 or 3 videos on bookbinding, and I'm totally doing everything wrong. Yeah. So, but that's okay. That's okay. Years and years ago, I had a book and I did very small things for a short period of time and got some glue and had a brush and a few things like that, but I have not kept up with it, and I didn't get all of the amazing tools that you can get for that kind of thing. So I am just gluing this in. Let's see, how's that gonna go? Anyway, it was just something that I did. It was fun to do. It's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I'm going to go ahead and let this now dry completely. And we will, then when I want to go back and look through this one, I can do that. And I may put a closure on this. I don't know. I may just keep it as is. We'll see. All right, guys. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you got something that was kind of fun or inspiring, or at least had a good laugh. I hope you're doing well as we continue this journey. And until next video, have a fabulous day. Bye-bye now.